I believe some of the things that have changed for the worst is the taxes. We need to be more frugal with our tax dollars. Something that has changed is the Coliseum and building the new equestrian center that they're wanting to build. That would be great for the community as long as we're using the tax dollars frugally. And I'd like to see better infrastructure in the county. I'd like to increase the county roads we need to just hold steady with the taxes. We don't want any increases. And just make counties safer for all the residents.
The reason I'm running for Precinct 1 County Commissioner is that I have become very concerned about the county's financial position, and that has deteriorated over about the past 5 years. Their fund balance or their working cash flow has declined precipitously, and it's time to figure out why that happened and to start making solid plans, business plans, strategies about how to get that fixed. And there's a variety of different areas in which that must be considered, looking at some very boring issues like where are they on their liability claims, how do they calculate workers' comp claims, what do their actuarial reports say, how's health benefits taken care of, way more than just looking at line item budget.
I'm the type of person that believes in lower taxes. So that question is misleading in a way because when you're looking at creating new government entities to solve potential problems, that means extra tax dollars. Our budgets are allocated, and to say, hey, gee whiz, I got a wonderful idea that'll solve this problem. Then all of a sudden you have to go back to the drawing board and figure out what you can take away from current allocations, or go back to the voter and say, you know what, we're just going to take more money out of you. And I just think that's wrong. So for that reason, I find it a little difficult for me to agree, oh yeah, let's solve this problem and that problem.
Well, I'd like to work with the Chamber of Commerce, and I'd like to bring in new industries into Lubbock County. That's going to keep us growing. It's going to keep more residents coming into Lubbock. We're a large county, and I'd like to see us, we're at roughly 300 and something people, and I'd like to see us at 500,000 in 10 years.
With all of the work that's been done by the City of Lubbock with North Overton and with the growth of Texas Tech, we know what it's going to look like over the next decade anyway, as we have all of this dramatic growth to these, especially to the south in the precinct that I live in. And in order to accommodate that growth, the county's job is to be able to serve the public by getting the roads installed and by being able to keep up with public safety. And that means, do we have enough officers that work in the Sheriff's Department? Is our juvenile justice system properly funded? And if not, how are we going to accomplish those things at the current rate of financial decisions that they've been making?
I think the quality of life here for Lubbock is spectacular. It's awesome. The people, I think, are paying a lot in taxes, and that's what I'm trying to fight. But I think when that money gets transferred over to the government, all the good idea, I'd hate to say this, but all the good idea fairies come out because there's money. And it used to be that our government used to not tax as much when the economy was down and then try to increase taxes when the economy was good. But for the last couple of years, our government has been taking and taking and taking. So it's kind of hard for us to say, hey, let's tackle this problem and let's tackle it, because the people are the ones that are getting hit hard. And so we got to protect the taxpayer so that their money can go further. They know where to spend their money better than the government.
We need to get with all the business owners, working with the business owners and listening to them. We just don't come up with our own ideas. We have to do this as a community whole. So we need all the business owners' input for anything we're doing in this county.
Of course, the business community is essential to anybody's growth, and it's the business community and it's the school systems that accommodate all of this growth that county government must work with. The roads to the south are not adequate. They've got a great bond issue underway, and I voted for that when it was on the ballot. But I believe over the next decade, we're going to see substantial additional requirements, not just to the south, but in all precincts of this county.
As far as businesses are concerned, the problem is the taxation. So when we tax our businesses, they're not just going to take it out of their profits. They have to transfer some of that over, and the end user is the one who's going to be paying all those taxes, us as the voting public. So in order to protect them, you can lower the taxes, keep them down, and the business owner wins and the taxpayer wins. And collectively, there's more business to business, I guess you would say. The voter is not a business, but there's more business being generated because the taxation is low. Even the outsiders come and can enjoy Lubbock at a cheaper rate, at a discounted rate, as opposed to saying, wow, Lubbock is high. Their taxes, if you're in a motel or you buy something, the taxes are high. Why would they come here to Lubbock? Keep the taxes low.
I did not support that measure because I didn't have enough information for that. I wanted to see a better plan. I wanted to see a 5, 10, and 20-year plan. As a commissioner, I would create a plan, and then I would work with the state to see what we can do to improve all the city street or county streets.
Lubbock County will have to spend more dollars, whether it's bond issues or working with MPO or with our state government, but they have to be prepared. And to this date, that bond issue was the first in many, many years that looked at what the strategic requirements are for Lubbock County to continue to grow inside the city limits and outside the city limits. And the county has always relied on city government to bear the majority of the financial burden.
So on the bond, I did not vote for the bond. And there's a difference between what the county does, the county commissioners do as far as passing or policy or making recommendations, and the voters voting for, in this case, the $100 million bond. So because the majority wanted it, it's a done deal, and you have to support that. Now, we as taxpayers all are indebted now to pay for that bond. And that's okay. Again, the majority of us wanted it. So now we have to make sure that that money goes and is allocated specifically for the roads. Now, there's some roads that are less than caliche worthy. And those are the ones I guess we have to improve if there's a lot of traffic going through them. Because I can point to a Friendship, and it's difficult, for people to go through school off of 179. It's just so busy. So if we could find a way to fix other roads to get traffic over that, that'd be great.
We have to follow what the voters asked for, and they asked for the Expo Center. But doing so, we need to be diligent. We don't want any wasteful spending. We want to make sure we cross our T's and dot our I's.
I voted for that Expo Center and support those taxes that are going to pay the way. What alarms me is that in agreement with the developers of the Expo Center and county commissioners has not yet come to the light of day as far as the public is able to see it. The commissioners have a great deal of work to do to ensure that what the voters selected is actually built, and they are coming up on a time, I believe July 1, where those bonds must be issued.
That one's a tricky one. Again, the voters elected this. They may or may not know what they foisted up on all those hotel chains. So the big players could probably afford it, and it's no big deal. It's the part of doing business. So it's no big deal because they've got hotels other places in the state or the country. It's a small businessman who's going to be hurting, and they can't pay that tax, and yet they're mandated. And what's going to happen to those folks? I mean, our nice sheriff is going to have to knock on their door and say, why haven't you paid the tax? And see, that's where the ugliness comes in. And we're hurting other folks that when they look at the cost of a motel or a hotel, why would they come to Lubbock when they can go somewhere else and get the same entertainment value?